Car is prepped. It has the wheel chucks in front of it. Okay, replacing the upper control arm, the guide link, and the ball joint on a 740IL. It's for all you board members out there. Let's see. This one out here, I'd say seal is a little broken. Time to get this one replaced. Car is actually squeaking a little bit when you hit bumps. Thought it was the suspension, but I think what it is this. If I grab this upper control arm and move it, I don't know if you can hear it, there's a bit of a squeak, squeak, squeak coming back from it, which is annoying when you hit bumps and speed bumps. So these two guys need to get replaced. And while we're at it, the good mechanic told me also time to replace the ball joints, which, well, they're somewhere there. We'll get to this in a minute. Alright, so the guide link is out. That wasn't so bad of an experience. But if you ever decide to take it out, right here, very poor access. And the way to loosen this, of course, is either from here or from here, but I did it from the nut side. And once you get it going, a little ratchet like this saves you a whole lot of pain. But the guide links, let's see how they look. So, the old, as you can see, everything on it is, the seal is broken and the ball joint is super loose, to the point where, well, if you just grab it with your finger like this, that's what happens. Alright, that's why ratchets are nice, people. Go get them. Because you can actually do this work without crawling under the car. This is new guide link to be installed. Notice that the two new nuts that came with it, reuse the bolts but don't reuse the nuts. Ratcheting up the guide link, the ball joint bolt is held in place by this wrench, and I'm tightening it by the other one here. So on the upper control arm, you guys can see that the screw is out, and it turns out it wasn't that hard to remove if you get the right tools. I was able to hold the screw from this side using an 18-inch socket wrench just from this wheel well, and on the nut side, this is the tool that saved my patoobies. Again, it's an 18-inch ratchet, and you can actually reach this nut over there. You can, bend it and position it, and with enough gusto, you can actually loosen it. So no need to access and crawl from the car, from underneath the car, as of yet. So the control arm is being separated from the car, and we will remove it from the wheel carrier in a little bit. This wrench holding the ball joint is number 10, and the big nut right here, this nut right here, is actually 21. So if you had a ratchet that's 21, that'd be great. If not, this is going to be painful. But that's the next thing, is to remove this nut. Alright, removing the eccentric bolt to replace that ball joint. That's 24, and this is a 250 pound foot-pound torque wrench, which can act as a nice breaker bar too. This is essential for this job, especially when it comes to pushing that dang ball joint out of the wheel carrier. As you can see, the guide link is now installed and the new arm is now installed. Caliper rests on the new arm, and we are taking apart the eccentric screw and removing the ball joint next. So, new ball joints installed, new control arms installed, new guide links installed. All it took was a better part of a Saturday. But that's wheel number one, and hopefully the second wheel would take a lot less time. But turning in that ball joint was quite the effort, I would say. So this is the press that I've built out of parts that I got at AutoZone. This is 1 7/8 diameter a piece of exhaust that basically fits over this ball joint very snugly, and as you can see, it is able to push it out. And on the flip side, I use the same piece to actually push the ball joint in. What completes this puzzle is a 5/8 connecting rod right here, and this one actually fits into the ball joint very snugly. Thank you for the metric and the standard tool sizes. This is 5/8, bought at a Home Depot, and then used a couple of these pipe holders to basically to push it in. And that seemed to have worked just fine. The other parts that I used in the press was a 2 1/4 diameter connector, exhaust connector from AutoZone, and that, as you can see, has the right diameter to be able to capture the ball joint when it's being pushed out of the wheel carrier. Big forces involved. You can see the washers, how they get bent, and truthfully, here's a 250 pound torque wrench with a 24 millimeter nut on it. I used that to hold the nut from one side, and then I didn't have anything else, so we went to the plumber's wrench to actually go ahead and turn the nuts on the press.
Push it further.
You mean further out?
Yeah. Okay. Oh no, you don't need to zoom. If you want to see.
No, this is perfect.
Yeah. Hey, looks.